Well, thanks for joining us on another edition of Bowl Fast Talk Straight. After a day where an abject Australia, came up against a fantastic and rampant England. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a review. Well, that was unbelievable by England. I struggled to find a word at the start, not like me, to describe the Australia performance. I'll probably go to the start, right to the very start. And when I seen the team sheet, when England won the toss, and like everybody does, they stick the opposition in, and a team that's chasing seems to win. I think that's at 12 out of 13 sides who have batted second, go on to win the match. And when I seen the Australian side, I was baffled a little bit. We did the preview this morning. We talked about how good and balanced side that Australia had, with Mitch Marsh at 3, Smith batting around Smith at 4, Maxwell and Stoinis coming in later on if they can do, and sort of explode and try and get a score from there. But not to see Mitch Marsh in with no sort of injury. I thought that was a bit muddled thinking. That means Maxwell goes in when the power play's on. Well, I thought Stoinis should have went in instead of him. And I thought the Australia largely beat themselves in that first 6 overs in the power play. Aaron Finch is standing at one end with his bat up his backside, watching the whole thing unfold. 20. Well, I have to have a correction, because today I chanced my arm, and I was wanting to watch the Newcastle United Chelsea game. So I thought I'll go to the game. I'll watch a bit of the cricket. I'll watch the cricket on my phone while watching the game. And my son, Charlie, who's 13, who wasn't at the game today because he's poorly, he asked him to make a few notes. And the notes he did, he was brilliant. The notes is here. And I'll read it. It's fantastic the way a 13-year-old has put this together, wrote all the thing down. Brilliant start for England, putting Australia under pressure with 3 early wickets in the power play. Power play 21 for 3. Woakes brilliant, 2 for 7 in the power play. Jordan even better, 1 for 7 in the power play. 41 for 4 after 10. And then he put Livingston finished with a brilliant spell with 1 for 15 off his 4. That pretty much sums up what Australia did. They never really got going. The power play wasn't the best. And my day didn't get much better either, because after 68 minutes of the game at St James's Park, I decided to up sticks and leave and come and watch the cricket. And I was back home. I live 25 minutes away from St James's Park, and I was back home before the full-time whistle. That's how bad not only Newcastle were, but my day was going from there. So then to get in just as Australia's innings was coming to a close, seeing the total wasn't obviously one of the larger ones. I thought, right, if England put a hole in this, 125 all out, if England could put a hole in this, they've got a great chance in sending another message around the world to say, yeah, they brought their A game, they're going to be tough to beat. And boy, was Jos Buttler unbelievable. For me, I said, I'm one of Jos's biggest critics in Test match cricket. He's proved me wrong about 2 or 3 times, but I still push him to sort of do and be better in Test matches. Not in 2020. He's no critic of his in T20. I thought sixes in the tournament. He brought his 306th up in T20 cricket so far in his career. He's hit the most sixes in the tournament. I backed him to get the most runs in the tournament, and I backed him to be player of the tournament. And I'm happy to say I think he's on course for all that. Even though I didn't think Australia bowled that great at him in the power play, I didn't think there was much change up, but I could understand Aaron Finch not wanting to bowl a spinner at Jos Buttler, the way he hits the ball 360. But the ball seemed to be coming to Jos at 85 to 90 mile an hour, skiddier trajectory. And Australia obviously chasing the wicket. And it was an absolute masterclass from Buttler. I thought he was absolutely fantastic. Helped by Jason Roy, which is another good sign for England. I thought Roy was excellent early on in the innings, looking to hit the ball down the ground. I think that's where a lot of power play are going awry, where batsmen are playing horizontal bad shots, trying to play across the line on these slow pitches, and they're either chopping on or not quite hitting it and getting caught in the 30-yard circle. And I think because of that, you're putting your team under even more and more pressure. You watch Jason Roy and you watch Josh Butler bat, even when they're hitting back foot shots or shots which you think they're the horizontal bats, they're actually hitting them, trying to hit them up in the air over the top of extra cover or up in the air over the top of mid-wicket, as opposed to trying to hit them across, which brings a lot more danger. And I think that is it's a lesson to the opening batsman or the power play batsman in the tournament. I thought that the two guys for England have set the tone so well, so many times. And it's, like I said, it's ominous signs for the teams going forward. Australia had to bowl England out, which went searching for the wicket. Roy was brilliant. Butler was absolutely magnificent. Milan, scratched around a little bit. And then, I think that's why, and anybody was questioning why, Johnny Bairstow is in at number 4, is because England have identified that he can hit spin and he can slope sweep and hit spin down the ground very, very well. And he's improved as a player from his time in the IPL. And I think his game's gone to another level in that middle period, which just means another tick in the box for the England cricket team. And it gives them even more ear-star players in and around end of power play and in that middle period. The bowling, I thought England were fantastic again. I've seen the wicket started by Wokes, with a fantastic wicket of Warner, great catch, diving one-handed. Fast bowlers do just stick their hand up there sometimes and it sticks. Surprising not to see Moeen Ali, but not a surprise because of the way Owen Morgan thinks and the way he goes with his team. Livingston bowled beautifully in that middle period. Mills was slightly expensive, but he got 2 wickets. So for me, it's all about the wicket column. It's not about the run column because he bowls at the start and he bowls at the death. I just think all in all, England are a well-oiled machine, and Australia, who before this game, I thought they would get to the semi-finals. Still think they've got a chance to get to the semi-finals if they go back to that balanced side with Mitch Marsh at 3 and Smith 4. I know Shane Warne's been on Twitter saying, as much as Steve Smith's a fantastic player, he probably shouldn't be in that T20 side. I disagree. I think he should be in that side. I just think Maxwell, Warney makes the point, Maxwell going in the power play, that is a great point. So Steiners, they need them at the back end. I just think England were just too good for Australia. And from somebody who came away from St. James's Park as a dejected, broken man, to sit now with a smile on my face about to raise a glass because England beat Australia again. And it's always nice, and I'm sure the Aussies will be rolling it in when it comes to the Ashes, if the Ashes go against England. But boy, the beer's going to taste sweet tonight. So for me, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a review. We'll answer your questions in the forthcoming shows. But what a day for England.